Hello everybody, welcome into another video today. Today we will be watching SCP-7819 called No Vacancy by, I forgot the name, remind me a second, the Vulcan. Alright, hello, I know I just said hello everybody, but I'm just gonna say thank you all for pressing the video and let's get right into this. I am excited to see where SCP takes us today.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller,
I should hire this a bit.
and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-7819. Object Class, Keter, Uncontained. Special Containment Procedures. If you are currently under the influence of SCP-7819, please immediately refer to Addendum 1. SCP-7819 is still under active study. If you believe you have come into contact with it, contact the research lead immediately. Description. SCP-7819 is a predatory location that manifests along exits of the United States numbered highway system in the contiguous United States. SCP-7819's appearance is generally fixed. It presents as a small roadside hotel or motel, though the exact layout may vary, advertising vacant rooms, always identified by exterior signage as the Rest Easy Inn. Several conditions must be met for SCP-7819 to manifest for a driver. The time between midnight and 4 a.m. local time zone.
Wait, before we go on. So, for as far as I'm aware, right, what I can tell from this is the hotel that spawns in out of nowhere. That's empty. As far as I'm aware, is empty. That's creepy. And also, like, if it just spawns in under conditions, it's hella weird. And like, I can see how that could be hard to contain because you can't predict where it's at, and if it's to say it stays there. Also, like, we're on from that tangent. I don't know if there could be stuff in here. Also, can you get out? And if so, would it even bring you out to our reality? Because you're going into somewhere that's essentially the reality, because it's not there in our reality naturally, since it's an SCP that just has conditions. So it might take you to another reality too, as well. Hopefully I didn't get any. Imagine I guessed. That would be great. That'd be crazy. Let me go ahead and just continue this.
The
Also
driver
creepy.
of the vehicle must have been
I hate
driving
empty
for
spaces.
over 5 hours, discounting small breaks. The driver must be a past or present Foundation employee.
Oh.
The driver must be alone in the vehicle. Upon driving near SCP-7819, the driver will begin to feel a deep-seated sense of fatigue and tiredness. It is unclear whether this is a natural reaction to driving for several hours and seeing an opportunity for a break, or an anomalous phenomenon caused by SCP-7819 to lure drivers in. Regardless, this fatigue will continue as the driver pulls off the highway and into the parking lot of the inn.
But why only employees?
Should the driver drive past SCP-7819, the sense of fatigue will remain. Though through unknown means, their vehicle will be seamlessly transported several miles backward.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. I'm so used to saying that. I'm cooked. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would hate big empty spaces. Big empty spaces scare me. Why? Because it's so unnatural. I just don't get it. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't exist like that. It just scares me. I don't know why. It feels so uncanny. There you go. Not scared. Uncanny. It feels very uncanny. It disturbs me. I would not do well. Because I'd be like, where's the people? Where's the noise? Where's everything? What's like, why is there noise? You know, I'd be questioning, why is it quiet? Did something happen? Did something kill everybody? Why is there nobody here? Am I gonna find bodies all piled up in a corner somewhere and then freak out and then run into the monster? Am I gonna just not find anybody? Am I gonna lose my mind? Am I gonna go on a crazy like drawing on walls because I'm alone forever? Or like that's why I'm like, I hate big open spaces like this. It feels so uncanny when you know it's not supposed to be empty, though. When you know it's not supposed to be empty, like a big hotel. Sure, you technically have private spaces, but there's also, you see people coming in and out. And you walk in here and then you're trapped in it. It's like a big hotel No, as far as like a hotel, no windows, all empty hallways. And then, I mean, I guess it's Foundation members. Is this thing like after Foundation members on purpose? If so, is it like trying to take them out? We're about to find out. Let's just continue. But I went on my tangent already, but you get what I mean. I hate empty spaces.
Often without their realization. They will drive past SCP-7819 again, be transported backward again, and this process will continue until they park inside SCP-7819. The driver will not be able to escape this phenomenon until they exit their vehicle, enter SCP-7819, and perform several requisite activities. These activities vary, but SCP-7819's many manifestations have provided a relatively dependable action plan for performing the rituals and surviving SCP-7819. If you are currently under the influence of SCP-7819, please proceed through Addendum 1. Remain calm and do not rush. Accuracy and efficiency is more important for survival than speed. Good luck.
That's
Addendum
creepy.
1. SCP-7819 Survival Guide. Up to date to March 26, 1996. Space. Parking lot. Instructions. Bring your car into an empty parking space. Try to select one that's surrounded by other vehicles. To separate yourself from the pack would attract attention. Once you park, exit your vehicle.
Take
Take only what you need. Whatever device you are reading or listening to this document on, your cellular phone, keys, purse or wallet, and a bag containing some toiletries and essentials. Luggage and clothing will slow you down. If you have been equipped with a firearm or own one privately, do not take it with you. Spend some time in the parking lot before entering the lobby. Observe the other parked cars around you. You will note inconsistencies, such as wheels made of wood, unclear jumbles where logos and brand marks should be, and shapes or designs that do not correspond to any actual vehicles produced by automotive companies.
I hope there's no jump scare. I'm
Avoid
reacting
looking
to
through
this
the windows. If there is a large burning vehicle
very
in
early
the
in the
parking
morning.
lot, do not investigate it further. If at all possible, pretend it is not there. Enter the lobby before the fire goes out.
I followed protocol. Pulled my Forerunner into a parking spot of this dingy sex motel. The last parking spot, actually. The lot was completely full otherwise. I grab a few things I have and squeeze out of my car, parked next to this big Dodge Caravan, except, wait. No, I'm not. It's like you described a caravan to someone else, and they described it to someone else, and then that person had to make a model of what they had in mind out of paper mache. I accidentally knocked a hand against it and realized that it was made out of some kind of plaster. And it was hollow. I got curious, so I started investigating the other cars. All like this, logos and designs that look like cars on you going up, but took a closer look, and it's all nonsense.
Right.
A facade, literally. I wasn't scared or anything, but it did put me on edge. Like how, when you know someone is trying to put you at ease, you put your hackles up.
Space. Lobby. Instructions. Upon entering the lobby, make your way to the front desk.
I hate this music. The music they're playing in the background, right? This little like, they're using that fucking thing. You know that thing? Like, you ever heard of the thing where when they certain sounds like heighten your senses and like put you on edge? Like that's what horror movies do. I feel like that low music like sound is doing that to me, and it's putting me a little bit on edge, and it's making me a little bit uncomfortable. And I'm like, imagine if this was playing in the hotel through their speakers. I would die. I'd just die. I just die. I just curl up on a ball in the corner. I'm not a survivor, okay? I know what I am. I'm not a survivor. Not here.
It will be unoccupied. You may ring the bell once if the sound brings you comfort. Wait in the lobby without exiting it.
Okay.
Hum your favorite song to yourself as you wait. The silence in the lobby has been described as oppressive. Stop humming when you become aware of the noises coming from behind the counter. Hop the counter. There should be a closed door, rattling as though someone is on the other side. Listen to the sounds and note them down. When they get louder, repeatedly slam your fist against the door. Do not speak. Eventually, you will be slipped a key to a room. This may not work on the first attempt. Repeat it until you succeed. Say thank you and depart.
So you're telling me there's RNG to your survival? Theory just responded and scared the shit out. Why would you do that? Why? No, don't listen to me right now. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It scared me. Anyways, so you're telling me there's RNG related to your survival? Nah, it's crazy. I have bad luck. I wouldn't survive this.
No idea what's going on. Door's firmly locked.
Multiple
I can just peer
perspectives.
through it, and the paper-thin walls. Pretty filthy noises. Soft enough to where I have to press my ear against the door to hear anything. Wet slapping like someone thumping a drenched towel against the ground over and over. There's this periodic wet coughing. The snapping stops during the coughing. Also, this moaning. It sounds in pain, like someone starving to death. Rises and falls in pitch, but it's always there. I can hear whispering too. And sometimes the moaning and whispering and coughing are all at the same time. How many people are in there? I tried rattling the doorknob and it all stopped. All of it except for the moaning. I froze, and after a few seconds they went back into it. F***ing weird as shit.
Something's gonna pop out, isn't there, eventually?
Space.
I'm gonna jump.
Elevator. Instructions.
Oh, hell
Your
no.
room will be inevitably on a higher floor,
Hell
and you will be
no.
unable to
Nah.
find stairs, forcing you to
Nah.
use the elevator.
I'm not a fan of dark
You will
hallways.
notice that the buttons
No.
are in an inexplicable pattern and have unclear writing on them. Press whichever one feels right. There will never be another person in the elevator with you. If you see someone, be aware that they are not human. Treat them with the appropriate level of caution. Do not remove your eyes from them, and always stand with your back against a wall.
Okay.
If the figure resembles an older, clean-cut man wearing an expensive suit and overcoat, do not enter the elevator. It will smile at you, compliment your appearance, and hold the door for you. It will do this for up to several minutes, repeatedly attempting to convince you to enter. Politely but firmly tell it that you are just passing through and will wait for the next one. Stand beyond the threshold. It cannot pursue you outside of the elevator. Eventually, it will move on.
I see.
If the figure resembles a middle-aged woman in hiking gear,
Okay.
you
there's
may enter
multiples.
the elevator and ride it to your destination. The elevator ride will take much longer than it should, up to half an hour. Do not
Damn.
panic, and reciprocate the woman's attempts to make conversation. Do not be honest with her. Lie openly and brazenly about every possible detail, including obvious ones such as your ethnicity and age.
Okay.
She appreciates this. If the figure resembles a younger vagrant, it is safe to enter the elevator. They will not speak, but may offer you a hug. Accepting this has no consequences and is left to your discretion. When you arrive at your floor, they may offer a small trinket, such as a tin duck or ceramic ashtray.
Ooh.
Accept it gratefully and keep it close at hand.
My nerves are on fire. I was lucky I pulled the vagrant card instead of the Wall Street anglerfish card at least. They seemed nice. Couldn't have been older than 19 or 20, dressed in clothes completely worn through. I got in, and we were standing next to each other heading up to my floor when he reached out. I just sort of let it happen, and he hugged me. A proper hug. Haven't been hugged like that in a long time. Didn't say a word, just hugged me for a few seconds like he knew I needed it. Stepped back, handed me a matchbox filled with leaves, and then the doors were closing and he was gone.
Aw,
Space. Hallways.
it's actually kind of sweet.
Instructions. You will exit out of the elevator into a hallway of some kind. Checking your room key is pointless. It will either not have a room number or have an entirely impossible one. Your room will make itself known to you when you find it. As such, begin walking down the hallway. Resist the urges to investigate the other rooms in the hallway. The doors have peepholes in them, and making eye contact may invite unwelcome attention. Keep your eyes focused down, and ignore any feelings of being observed as you proceed down the hall. Avoid making noise. The other guests are sleeping. The
Yeah.
hallway is generally not linear, and you may find various other spaces. Eventually, you will arrive at a crossroads. These will occur regardless of whether the exterior topology of SCP-7819 allows for it, and are suspected to be incongruous spaces. As such, it is advised not to remain in them for more than a few minutes at most. Personnel who have dallied in the crossroads report dull headaches and paranoia. This is best addressed by picking a direction at random and beginning to walk down it.
I'd go head left.
It is unclear whether SCP-7819 adapts to one's mind or vice versa, but this has been the most effective method for arriving at one's room. You will know it when you see it.
I have no idea how long I was walking. At least 40 minutes. But that was after I started checking my watch. Just endless shag carpet and flickering yellow lighting and shitty commercial art on the walls. I thought it would just be one long hallway, but it wasn't. I mean, it's fast it was. But then it ended and took a sharp right turn, and then a left, and then down a set of stairs, past a smoking lounge through a little walkway. Didn't have any sense of consistency to the construction. Just felt like a weird amalgamation of every hotel I've ever been in, glued together without thought. Eventually it started getting really bizarre. The carpet went from drab beige to like the pattern you find on bus seats. There were curtains, but they were nailed to the wall so they couldn't be opened. Every successive set of doors kept getting lifted a few inches off the ground until they were literally halfway into the ceiling. This isn't a place people were meant to be.
Space. Room. Instructions. Use your key and enter your room. You will immediately feel a chillness in the air.
AC?
This is normal. Do not close the door behind you until you have turned on all the lights and ensured you are alone in the room. There may be a door to an adjoining room. Move a piece of furniture in front of this door, or otherwise find a way to barricade it. The layout of the room will vary and be completely idiosyncratic, such as having mismatched furniture sets, dozens of chairs filling the room with nothing else, or being difficult to traverse. Do your best to get comfortable. The bathroom may be locked from the inside, but this is not a point of concern unless you have reason to believe someone is inside. If you do, bar the door to the best of your ability. You may keep the lights on or dim them, but get into a bed and pull the covers over yourself. If the room has a television, you may put something on to calm your nerves. Personnel have suggested home and garden television delivers the best results. Eventually, you will fall asleep.
My room had 3 beds, standing out from and facing a single focal point. A shitty microwave that wasn't even plugged in. Absolutely baffling. Like it was designed by a person with no understanding of how humans lived. I got in and made sure everything was fine, then put my stuff down. Took a leak, which is when I found out the bathroom was fake. The plumbing wasn't attached and the toilet and shower were made out of, like, plywood, like props on a movie set. Hardly the weirdest thing so far, but for some reason it just f***ed with me. I got out and slipped into bed. Almost immediately I felt insanely tired despite the circumstances. I could barely keep my eyes open. And right as I was drifting off, it occurred to me that I hadn't checked under the beds.
Space. Pool. Instructions. You will wake up in the hotel hot tub. There will be no one else in the indoor pool area, and you will feel physically awake but mentally exhausted. This is normal. A small radio set on a nearby table may be playing a song from your childhood, but the signal will be of poor quality. Try to tune it better if you can, but do not change the station. Do not change the station.
Oh, okay.
You may exit the hot tub and inspect the main pool. It will generally be of idiosyncratic shape and construction. You will find that the surface...
This is so odd, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like you have to recreate a certain actions in order to just be safe, and if you mess it up, you die in some way. And to not trust anybody here at all, really. It's so weird. Like it's like you're playing like not even playing. This is so weird, right? Because like I'd prefer if it just like, you know, if I'm gonna be here and if you know, if I'm gonna die, let it happen already, you know. Yeah, I'd rather not play around that much and have all of this to do. But yeah, it's weird. The hallways are weird. Amount of time you could be here for hours upon hours and hours and hours if you're unlucky. If you just get the worst RNG, I guess. You know, like what if that person takes like 2 hours to give you the key, and then you have to walk the hallway for like 3 hours, and then you check your room, and then you have to spend like 40 minutes barricading the door and everything. And then you go to sleep, and then you have to find, where do you even find the pools? How can you find them, you know? I'm assuming you find them eventually. Who knows how long that takes. And then this thing is mentally messing with you, you know, making you feel tired, making you feel like awake but mentally tired, paranoia in hallways, you know, all that stuff. Like it's really, if you mess up here, you're dead, I'm assuming, and it's like, it's scary to think about. I'm not gonna lie, like it makes me like, man, I would probably accidentally change the radio, not knowing which one's the volume and which one is the change radio station one. I'll accidentally change the station, and then I'll be like, I'll be dead.
Surface tension of the water is much stronger. It has formed a thick, tight membrane that prevents objects from breaking through it. As such, do not step into the water.
Okay.
You will drown.
Oh.
Underneath the membrane, you may see shapes moving around. Ignore them. Return to the hot tub, re-entering it. This time, completely submerge yourself. Despite your expectations, once you go under, it will not feel warm. It will feel painfully, bitingly cold, as though stepping into ice water. Ignore it and open your eyes. You will find that the hot tub descends several feet deeper than expected. Swim to the bottom and grab the small object you see lying on the floor. Inspect it after emerging from the water. You will find your clothes neatly folded on a nearby table. Dry and redress yourself before departing for your room.
I've always loved hotel pools. Something about them. I don't know. You'd think everyone would go for it, but for whatever reason it feels like I'm the only one who's ever in one. So it's just a nice calming space for me to sink into the water and be utterly alone. This wasn't like that. This felt wrong in some interminable, indescribable way. Every facet of it seemed designed for maximum discomfort. The echo bouncing off the ceiling and water being close enough to your own voice to trip you up. The angles and contours of the pool were unnatural, like someone had never seen a pool before. Literally hundreds of life preservers hanging off the walls. The main pool was unnerving. The membrane on top made it so that everything underneath the surface was blurry and hard to make out. But still, I could see 3 or 4 blurry shapes moving around, slimming back and forth. One of them was person-shaped. At first, I thought it was another person, trapped or something, and tried to get a little closer. Didn't step into the water, but I put my hand against the film. It swam up on the other side and pressed its palm where mine was. Held it there for a moment. Then it starts slamming its fists against the membrane wildly, trying to tear through it like a wild animal. I can hear it screeching from under the water. I screamed, scrabbled backward, grabbed my things and ran. Thankfully, I only checked out the other pool after getting the object from the hot tub. It was my engagement ring. My engagement ring. I lost it years ago. Flushed it down the toilet of a hotel I was staying at.
Space, breakfast area. Instructions. On your way back to your room, you will pass by the breakfast area attached to the lobby. Despite it being still night outside, it will be open and the lights on. Enter. There will be a large amount of food laid out on the counters. Most of it will be inedible in some form, though there are usually some edible foodstuffs. Ignore all of them. Do not feel guilty about doing so, and instead make your way to the only other person in the breakfast area. Join them at their table as they eat. They will attempt to persuade you to stay. Politely but firmly deny them. It will make your heart hurt, but it is necessary should you wish to leave. They will repeatedly do this, and you must repeatedly deny them until they stop asking.
Plastic fruit, styrofoam waffles, muddy water instead of coffee. I'm not exaggerating, it was literally fake food, all laid out and presented like a typical continental breakfast. Very weird, but I followed the instructions, ignored all of it, and headed for the man at the table. Older guy, salt and pepper hair, looks like every dad. The only sound in the room was his chewing, and the dead air on the television as it softly played static. He seemed excited to see me once he noticed me. Asked me to please take a seat. So I did, opposite him. Started bombarding me with questions. Where was I from? Where was I going? How long I'd been on the road? But not with the sinister edge of the people in the elevator. Genuine, sincere, wanting to know if I was all right and having a nice time. I tried my best not to feel bad about ignoring all of his questions and just saying, I want to leave. I got the sense he'd heard this a lot, and he was persistent about it. What can I do to make your stay better? Sorry, I say, but I want to leave. You're not enjoying the amenities? They're fine. I still want to leave. Don't you think this is nicer than having to deal with the troubles of life? It's a resort. Maybe, but I prefer the troubles over whatever this is. Fighting to joke down the parts of me saying he has a point. Eventually, he just goes crestfallen. Is there anything else I can do to make you stay? No. He seemed to accept that. Told me to spend the rest of my night. Check out in the morning.
Oh.
He was still sitting there when I left. Alone.
Space, checkout.
That's interesting. I'm assuming that's like a, I wouldn't call it the consciousness of the hotel, but part of it trying to, I guess, either get information probably out of you, or maybe upgrade itself in some way, you know, seem more convincing and trying to figure out how to make itself more of a trap, a vicious trap, I guess. But it could also just be, it's weird. It's so weird. It's an old guy standing there, just sitting there eating, and who knows what it is. It could be just an object of the hotel trying to keep you there, or a part of the hotel itself, like the actual entity behind this. Or it doesn't have to even be an entity behind this. It could just be that part of it because it's just that there, you know. Because some SCPs, I mean, they're just weird, right? They just kind of got no real explanation, so like it could just be that. So weird to think about, you know. Got me thinking. All right, it's still creepy. It's still creepy.
Instructions. When you wake up the next morning, late, regardless of when you fell asleep, gather your things and depart your room. You will find that the layout of SCP-7819 has shifted dramatically and is much easier to navigate. Several doors in the hallway will be hanging open, and you will pass cleaning carts as though housekeeping is doing their rounds. There will be no one around except you. Head to the elevators and back down to the lobby. There will similarly be no one at the front desk, but place your key down. Depart SCP-7819. Get in your vehicle. The parking lot will now be empty, and get back onto the highway. Driving until you can get into contact with your nearest site, and report your SCP-7819 encounter.
That's good.
The light of day makes things feel a lot different. The labyrinth of the carpet and hallway just felt odd now. Not sinister. I went downstairs, turned my key into the empty desk. The breakfast area was closed again. I stepped out the doors. The sun was shining. Got in my car, got back on I-10, put the hotel in my rearview mirror, and then as soon as it came, it was gone. My parents and I used to take a lot of road trips when I was a kid, so we stayed in a lot of motels. You know the kind. Shitty roadside lodging where the rooms are cramped and the prices are dirt cheap. Years-old carpet. Unfashionable furniture from the 70s. Sinks that stick out into the room and hard mattresses. Not a resort. Just a place to lay your head down for the night. Transitory spaces, where you're meant to come and go. Not to stick around. Motels are not home, obviously. They try their best to feel like they're home, but not particularly well, which is why they have such a unique vibe of their own. A corporate design space calculated to put you at ease. They're spaces for humans to inhabit, but there's nothing really human about them. 7819 embodies that pretty well.
Ah, okay.
Something that doesn't really understand humans, trying fruitlessly to lure them in, with fractured memories of motel rooms and hot tubs. I don't know. I don't know what 7819 is, really. I can only make guesses from what I experienced. Like I said, I took a lot of road trips as a kid, and there are some deeply, deeply strange things that live on the edges of these highways.
If you follow these instructions, you will exit with no issue. If you haven't, we do not blame you for staying.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Goodbye.
trying. Goodbye. What is that thing in the hallway? I'm looking at the corner of the screen. I don't want it to jump scare me. Don't you dare do something. Okay. Alright. I saw that thing. I was like, okay. What is it? Don't put a jump scare now on me. Don't do that. That it? Yeah, okay, it's just all Patreons and it. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. That's been the No Vacancy SCP. That one was very interesting. It's to say itself. It's something so weird, right? This is an empty hotel that you have to follow instructions, or you either. What happens if you stay though? How do you survive off of that stuff? Everything's not real though. The bathrooms don't work right. Food's not real. Everything, if you mess up, you die. Why would you want to stay? I don't get that part. How can you survive in there? And how is that in any way comfortable if you're constantly playing a gamble at death? I do not get that part at all, but I guess, I don't know. Some people are weird, I guess. But that one was definitely very interesting, I gotta say. Like, it's very odd. The room is odd. The layout's odd. The instructions are odd. The sounds and the fact, if it was just all just empty, I guess you could get used to it eventually, right? Because there's just not going to be anybody there. But the fact that there is things there that are trying to resemble human beings in some capacity is what makes it more creepy than usual, right? Because you know something's weird, something's wrong with this place, that if you mess up, you die. It makes it way more creepy to my eyes. I don't know. This was interesting though, and I very much enjoyed watching it, and it's gonna be the reaction for today. Hope you guys have a great day, hydrate, eat your foods, and take care of yourselves. That's gonna be all for me. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on my socials and my Twitch. Bye bye.